Hi, everyone.
Hi.
So today for IXL, I wanted to start with our objective. And our objective today is that we are going to be using efficient strategies to subtract double-digit numbers. So we're using efficient strategies. And I wanted to list all of the different strategies that we've done over the year. So I know that we've done the tens and ones strategy. We've done the number line strategy. We have drawing strategy that we started with when we came from kindergarten, right? And we're trying to move away from that strategy because that strategy takes a long time when we get to bigger numbers. So it's not as efficient, but it is a strategy we can use. So that's the number line, the tens and ones, the drawing strategy, counting on, counting back. There's so many other strategies. Let's see, friendly number strategy that we're just learning about and we're just practicing. So that's already 6 strategies that we know how to use and that we can use for different problems. So keep that in mind when you're solving your story problem or when you're solving your IXL work. Just remember that we have a lot of opportunities to use different strategies and to figure out which one would be the most efficient. And efficient strategies are strategies that are quick to do, but that also give us the correct answer. All right. So from that, we are going into IXL today. So when you're doing your math video, make sure you click on your IXL app, or if you're using a computer, type in IXL.com, and then you are going to find the search bar that's right here. It has a little magnifying glass, and you're going to type in TWE. That is our code for today. It's the same code that we used on Tuesday. So that's the one we're going to be using again. And it's subtracting two two-digit numbers with regrouping. Okay. And this one is a more challenging type of problem. So we really want to make sure that we are understanding it. So I'm going to put the code here. Use a different color. Okay, so our code is TWE. So remember, put that into your search bar and then click on the assignment that says subtract two-digit numbers with regrouping. All right, so what I'm going to start with is I really want us to make sure that we understand and we can perfectly use the tens and ones strategy, because this strategy is really going to help us when we go into second grade, when we're starting to subtract hundreds. So what I'm going to do first, I have my my problem right here, 87 minus 38 equals, I don't know. So the first thing I do is I'm going to draw my tens and ones chart. So we have our tens column, and make sure that you are clearly labeling these parts so that we know what each column represents, because if someone who's looking at your work may not know that. And it's good for you to understand what the tens are and what the ones are. Okay, so we're starting with our minuend. That's the top number, 87. So that means 87 has 8 tens. We see the tens right here and the ones. Okay, 8 tens. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. And 7 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. So now I need to look at my subtrahend, the number that I'm taking away from the whole. So I have 38, but I notice that my 8 is bigger than my 7 from the minuend. And when that happens, I need to realize that there's not enough ones in my ones place right now to take away 8 ones. I have 7 ones. That's a smaller number than 8. So that means I need to regroup. And what regrouping means, it means getting a 10 from the tens place and decomposing it into units or ones. So I need to borrow, right? I'm borrowing, I'm regrouping that 10, and I'm making it into ones. It's no longer a 10, so I cross that out, and I need to draw out the ones. We know that a 10 rod is composed of 10 ones. So if we take those ones apart, right, those are 10 ones. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I like to put them into groups of 5 so that they're easier to count because I love counting by 5s. And 10. There we go. So now I'm able to take away 8 ones. So I'm going to use a different color to really just show me taking away so that it's easier for me to look back on if I need to check my answer. Because sometimes we make mistakes and we want to check our answer, check our work. So 8, I know that this on the bottom is 5, and then 5 plus 3 make 8. So I took away 8. And then I have this many ones left. So I have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 ones. So 9 ones. But I need to remember that I also have 3 10s that I need to take away because I know last time I forgot that. So 3 more 10s, right? We don't include this one because we use that to regroup. So 3 more 10s are being taken away. So 1, 2, 3. Now I have what I have left over. I'm going to use Miss T strategy from our number talk, circling our answers that we have on the ones place, but also the ones in the tens place. So I have 10, 20, 30, 40. 4 10s make 40, 49. So my answer is 49. All right. Hopefully I did it correctly. I tried my best, and let's see what we get. So I'm going to type in 9 first. And then 4. Make sure you're paying attention because it starts with the ones place, and I'm not sure why, but we need to pay attention where that little, where the, I don't know, a little
Cursor?
The cursor is, and so that we don't put the wrong answer. Because if we put 94, we're not putting the answer that we actually got. All right, 49. Yay! We got the answer. All right. That makes me very happy because math scares me sometimes. Okay. So now what we're going to do, we did a tens and ones strategy, and if you need to go back and review that, you can always play it again and keep playing it until you really got the idea, okay? But we're gonna try 2 other different strategies just so that we know that we have other ones that we can use, not just the tens and ones. So Miss T, can you help us with the friendly number strategy? That one's a new one, and I thought that we can use that and that our friends can really try it at home.
Sure. And I'm looking at this number and I was like, oh, wow, it kind of is already a friendly number because 70 is kind of already easy to work with. So I'm glad that that's there. And so I think I might break down 16 into a friendlier number to subtract with. So
Are you going to do it like, are you going to write your number vertically or horizontally? Which one do you think would be?
I was going to do horizontally because that helps me use the decomposing arrow thingies better.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to break apart 16 into 10 and 6 to make it easier for myself. And then I'm going to subtract 70 and 10. Actually, let me show you what I do. I'll write it down and then I'll talk it through.
Okay, I'm sorry about that.
So no, you're good.
And then I love that we're doing it horizontally because I agree with Ms. T. I think it's easier to show our number bonds because when we're decomposing a number, we want to show what we're decomposing it by. And 16 right here is our whole number. And number bonds are really going to be helpful in the rest of your life in math. Like they're really important. So here we see our 10 and 6 makes 16.
Exactly. So that's exactly how I did it. And then I subtracted my 10s first to make it a little bit easier. So I did 70 minus 10 equals 60. And then I was left with 60 minus 6 because I can't forget the other number that I decomposed. And then I just counted back 6 from 60 and then I got 54.
Oh, and you used a number line to help you count back.
Yeah.
Perfect. So we can either use a number line or the counting on strategy. 60, 60, 59, 58, 57, 56, 55, 54. And we got exactly what Ms. T got, 54. And so her answer is 54. Let's see what she did. And that one was a lot, I think it was a lot more efficient than the tens and ones strategy because you didn't have to do all of that drawing and regrouping. Instead, you just decompose numbers and you use friendlier numbers to figure out the answer. So that might be one of the most efficient strategies we have today. All right, mouse. We have 4 and 5. Let's see. I know Miss T is correct though. Yay! Great job, Miss T. All right, and last but not least, Ms. Rosales is going to show us our number line strategy.
Sure. So do you want me to just talk it out and then you do it?
Whichever one you, yeah.
Okay, so first and foremost, I'm checking my my minuend, and my minuend is 98. And I know I'm subtracting, so my final answer is going to be smaller. So I'm definitely using a number line. But wait, Miss Yakimowicz, can we start first by doing the same thing that Miss T stated? She wrote her math sentence horizontally.
And why do you prefer to write it horizontally, Miss Rosales? Why do you prefer to write it horizontally?
It just helps me see the splits or the decomposition of things, and just in case, as a guide. All right, so we know that we start with 98. So on the far right-hand side, we have the 98 mark. And I'm looking at my 19, and already I know I need to split it apart into my tens and my ones. So I know I have 1 10, so I need to write 10, and then my 9 for my ones. So let's work on the tens first. So go back to the number line, and you're gonna make 1 hop, and the hop will be for 10, a value of 10. So it's gonna be minus 10. So thinking back, I know that we've been practicing before. So 98 and 1 hop by 10 is 88. Now, I could go ahead and do 9 ones, but I want to save a little bit more time. So if you don't mind, Miss Yakimowicz, can we split the 9?
Sure. I'm going to do it.
I'm going to decompose the 9 into 2 numbers. A friendly number 5. And then I have to think, well, 5 and count 5, 6, 7. It's 4 more, so 5 and 4.
And it reminds me of 5 plus 4 makes 9. Okay.
And so one of my hops is going to be a 5. So can I have 1 hop of 5? And then can you make 4 small ones? And they will have a value of 1. Now, boys and girls, if you don't feel comfortable with 5, if you feel that you would rather do the 9 single ones, go ahead and do the 9 single ones. But I feel comfortable with my math that I can do that. I'm just realizing there was a better way. Miss T, do you know what route I was gonna, like, what would be a fix?
I have a different way, but it might be a little confusing for some.
Yes. So I'll just continue this and then you can add. Okay, so 5 less from 85, I know my facts, and that's going to give me back 83. And now I have to count back by ones. 82,
81,
80,
79. 79. Perfect. And going back to how we decompose that 9, there are so many ways we can decompose that 9. It's thinking about all of the number facts that make 9, right? So 3 plus 6 make 9. 7 plus 2 make 9. 5 and 4, what Miss Rosales used, make 9. So it's really important. That's why we make sure that we know these number facts so that we can decompose number and play around with them, manipulate them, because then it's easier to see them in a different way. And then we can find a better strategy to solve a problem. So thank you for that, Ms. Rosales, for helping us see that the number line we don't have to use it just by going back once. We can use it going back 10s or 20s or 30s. It's just a different way of looking at it, and we need to make sure that we share these ideas so that everyone can use them in the future. So really make sure, friends, that you are practicing your addition and subtraction facts, and today your subtraction facts. Remember, you can use your space on your iExcel to show work or to do work to help you figure out the answer, so you're not trying to do it in your head, because that might give you the wrong answer. It might maybe sometimes give you the right one, but it's not the most efficient way to solve a problem. We want to show our work because mathematicians are always showing their work, so that they can look back at it and make sure that they got the right answer. So have fun today. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you.
It looks like Miss Rosales has a...
Oh, sorry, Miss Rosales.
All right, Miss T, can you add on to what
Yeah, I think how I decomposed the 9 was actually 8 and 1. So, because I knew that 88, if I just took away 8, it would just be 80. And then I would just take away 1. That's what I was thinking. I think that's what you were thinking. I don't know if that's what you were thinking.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So
it was good that you shared that piece, because maybe someone out there is thinking the same way. Why did Mr. Rosales do it that way? It could have been 8 and 1. That would have been faster.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's okay.
Yeah, we all different.
Math is so fun. There's so many different ways.
I love it.
It's great to have different ways and come up with the same answer. So have fun, everyone. We'll see you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.
Let's see if I'm right.
Oh, yeah. Oh, we forgot. Oh. Okay, let's see if you're right. Yes.
Just kidding. Not bye.
Not bye.
Not bye.
Let's see if we're right. Okay. Wait, what was it? Oh, 79. 9 and 7. Yay!
Now goodbye.
Goodbye. We have that closure.
Yay!
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Don't forget to subscribe.